Good day everyone. Today we will going to tackle about the lesson 23 and 24, which is the love and justice framework. Intended learning outcomes is first, articulate what love and justice means. Second, explain how taxation can serve as an instrument of social justice and welfare. So there are three principles of love. First is the agape or charity. Second is the erotic or passionate sexual encounter. And the third is philia, the affection between friends. Love is a formation of others' being with others, being conscious of the other's presence. Love is giving more than what is just because justice in just the minimum of love. Justice and fairness, promoting the common good as a moral framework. First is social justice. Social justice is equal access to wealth, opportunities, and privilege within the society. Hence, promotion of social justice is equivalent to promotion of the common. So, justice and fairness, promoting the common good as a moral framework. First is social justice. Social justice is equal access to wealth, opportunities, and privilege within the society. Second is the justice as the minimum demand of love. According to William Louis Penn, referred to a justice as the minimum demand of love. To do justice is already an act of love, the minimum demand of love. Third is distributive justice. Distributive justice is justice that is concerned with the distributive or allotment of goods, duties, and privilege in concert with the merits of individuals and the best interests of society. And in distributive justice, there are six elements. First is the egalitarianism, is the doctrine of political and social equality. Means no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of law. Second is the capitalist and free market system. Capitalist and free market systems let the law of demand and supply follows its course. Ideally, is a self-regulation process. It lets any excess of demands be regulated by the limits of supply, and its any excess of supply be regulated by the limits of demand. Third is socialist. This requires collective ownership of the means of production, distribution, and exchange with the aim of operating for use rather than for profit. Socialism can be explained with the statement, from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Fourth is the taxation. Taxation is a government getting a part of what its people earn in order to have money to spend for public services. It is practically demanding from taxpayer a minimum of justice to make the enjoyment of the wealth at least more equitable. And the fifth is a protection and preservation of public welfare. The government has power granted by the Constitution to govern, to make, adopt, and enforce law for the protection and preservation of public health, justice, morals, order, safety and security, and welfare. Lastly is the property for public use. Property for public use means the government has a constitution granted power granted by the Constitution to take private property for public use with just compensation. And that's all for the lesson 23.
For lesson 24, it is about the globalization and its critical challenges. Intended learning outcomes. It explained the meaning of globalization, identified the moral challenges, and what globalization brings. So, globalization. According to Suter K. 2006, globalization is the erosion of national boundaries and the reduced significance of national governments. It is moving from a world with borders without nation states will remain in existence, but they have to work together with other centers of the power such as one. Transactional corporation 2. Intergovernment 3. Non-government internalization. Internalization refers to cross-border relations between countries. These relations include trade, finance, communication, which create international interdependence among nations and people. Liberalization. It focuses on how borderless world economy, trade and foreign exchange as well as travel barriers are abolished or reduced, making it impossible to participate in the world as a whole. Universalization. It refers to the various ways in which synthesis of cultures has taken place, such as having a common calendar, shared common technology. Modernization or westernization. It refers to the ways that social structures of modernity, capitalism, science, movies, music have spread throughout the world. Deterritorialization. It means that a highly globalized world social space is no longer wholly mapped in terms of territorial places and borders. Corporations and non-government organizations transcend local geographic constraints. There are moral challenges of globalization. The challenges of globalization is no longer the greatest good of the greatest number within their localities, but the greatest good of the greatest number of the citizens of the world. Global ethics. Global ethics is concerned with the critical ethical inquiry into the nature justification of values and norms that are global in kind and into the various issues and that arise. There are global problems or issues that are require corresponding and ethical consideration. First is global poverty. There is a moral obligation of wealthy nations to help the global poor if only we learn to share. No one will have a little, no one will have too much. Second, migration. The moral or ethical issue in whether or not the receiving countries in chatting Spin will simply open their doors without considering the negative impact of the migrants and their own citizens. Third is environmental ethics. Environmental ethics states that there is a moral duty of moral agenda to protect or at first refrain from damaging the environment. The basis of the duty lies in the environment's instinctive value. Its goodness in itself, its use and development should be sustainable. That is, use and develop join in the needs of the present should not compromise ability to meet the needs of future generations. Fourth, pluralism versus fundamentalism. Pluralism embraces diversity, advocating for the peaceful coexistence and equal participation of various groups and beliefs within society through dialogue, compromise, while fundamentalism emphasizes strict adherence to sacred texts and traditions, often rejecting modernity and fostering intolerance towards different world views. So that's all